There's a silent organ in your brain that most people never think about. It's tiny, the size of a grain of rice, yet it may hold the most extraordinary secret of human consciousness. For centuries, mystics, philosophers, and scientists have spoken of it in whispers. Some called it the seat of the soul. Others, the third eye. Today, we know it by a biological name, the pineal gland. But behind this modest term lies a key to reality itself. Imagine an ancient civilization staring at the stars, not just as distant lights, but as mirrors of their inner world. They believed that the same light that formed galaxies also lives within us, condensed into this small crystalline organ at the center of the brain. Modern science says the pineal gland regulates melatonin, the hormone that controls sleep. But the ancients knew it as something far more profound, a bridge between worlds. René Descartes once called it the principal seat of the soul. And though mocked by modern rationalists, his intuition was closer to truth than we realize. Within the pineal gland lies a photoreceptive structure. It literally responds to light. Think about that. An eye in the middle of the brain, but not an eye that sees objects. An eye that perceives essence, that opens to dimensions invisible to ordinary sight. Across ancient India, the yogis described it as the Ajna chakra, the command center of consciousness. In Egypt, it was symbolized by the Eye of Horus, the all-seeing power that guards creation. And in Christianity, mystics spoke of the single eye that fills the body with light. They were describing the same truth through different tongues. When this eye opens, your perception expands beyond matter. You begin to see with the light of the soul itself. Yet in our time, that light has dimmed. Civilization, for all its technological marvels, has forgotten its inner technology. We've been taught to look outward, to measure, to analyze, to dissect, but not to see. And so, the third eye sleeps. Its crystalline structure calcifies, its vision fades, and our world becomes flat, mechanical, predictable, drained of spirit. But what if you could awaken it again? What if this lost ability could be restored? The process begins not with tools or rituals, but with attention. Consciousness itself is the scalpel that opens the eye. When you turn awareness inward, not as thought, but as pure observation, something subtle begins to stir. You may feel pressure in the center of your forehead, or a pulse in your skull. That's not imagination, it's resonance. Energy responds to awareness. The more you observe without judgment, the more coherent your internal field becomes. This coherence is the foundation of all spiritual power. Neville Goddard once said that imagination is God in action, that when you feel a desire as already real, reality rearranges to match that vibration. What he called imagination, the ancients called the light of the third eye. Both refer to the same mechanism, focused consciousness as a creative force. The pineal gland, once awakened, becomes the transmitter that projects that force into the quantum field. You've probably felt moments of this alignment, when time slows down, when intuition pierces through logic, when synchronicities multiply. Those moments aren't coincidences. They are cracks in the illusion of separation, glimpses through the veil that divides thought from manifestation. And that veil is thinning, especially for those who dare to see. Activating the pineal gland is not about chasing visions or hallucinations. It's about rebalancing perception itself, remembering that you are both the observer and the observed, both wave and particle, dreamer and dream. The body becomes luminous, not in the sense of glowing light, but as awareness that sees itself. In that instant, everything changes. You no longer visualize your desires. You experience them as currents of energy already unfolding. The pineal gland operates like a lens between dimensions. When it's dormant, reality appears as solid matter, fixed, limited, resistant. When it awakens, that solidity melts into patterns of vibration. You begin to see that form is only frozen frequency, and consciousness is the heat that melts it. This is why those who awaken it speak of entering the kingdom within. It's not poetry, it's physics of the soul. Scientific studies reveal that the pineal gland contains piezoelectric crystals, microscopic structures that can generate electrical charge in response to pressure. Under the right conditions, deep meditation, rhythmic breathing, coherent emotion, these crystals vibrate in harmony with the electromagnetic field of the heart and the earth itself. The body becomes a symphony of resonance, tuned to the universal frequency of creation. In that state, thought becomes light. Ancient adepts describe this as the marriage of heaven and earth. The brain, seat of logic, unites with the heart, seat of feeling. The two currents, electric and magnetic, fuse at the pineal, igniting the inner sun. That light, once activated, projects through imagination to sculpt the fabric of space-time. It's not fantasy, it's the most natural process of all, creation by consciousness. Yet this awakening demands purity of intent. You cannot open the third eye while clinging to resentment, fear, or greed. Those vibrations distort the lens. That's why ancient initiates underwent long periods of purification, fasting, silence, devotion. Today, the same principle applies, though the method is internal. Forgiveness, gratitude, and love act as the alchemical fire that dissolves the veil. When the heart is clear, the mind becomes still, and in that stillness, the pineal blooms like a star. It releases cascades of DMT, the molecule of light, allowing consciousness to perceive the multi-dimensional fabric of being. Space folds inward. Time loses meaning. You realize that creation is not happening around you, it's happening through you. In that revelation lies true freedom. The awakened individual is not a magician commanding the universe. He is the universe recognizing itself. Every thought becomes sacred, every act an expression of divine symmetry. The illusion of separation collapses, and what remains is unity. Luminous, infinite, alive. This is the destiny humanity forgot. The ancients left symbols not as superstition, but as memory triggers. The Eye of Horus, the sacred geometry of the flower of life, the spiral of the Fibonacci sequence, all mirrors of the pineal principle, consciousness creating through pattern. To awaken it is to remember who you are. Not a body trapped in matter, but awareness sculpting reality through vibration. The elite never hid the secret, they merely distracted us from it. The real conspiracy is our own forgetfulness. But now, as science and spirituality converge once more, the ancient knowledge returns, not through temples or priests, but through inner awakening. The pineal gland is the altar, the imagination the flame, and consciousness the offering. So close your eyes, breathe, feel the pulse between your eyebrows, the subtle current rising through your spine. With each breath, say silently, I see, not with eyes of flesh, but with the eye of light. And in that seeing, know the universe is watching through you. Because once you unlock the pineal gland, reality is no longer something you live within. It becomes something you create.